Good afternoon, everyone. I am Lorea Shane Lagura, and today we will be talking about the types of sentences. Actually, there are four types of sentences, but we will just discuss about simple sentences and compound sentences. Okay, first, let us have our learning objectives. At the end of the discussion, the students will be able to differentiate simple and compound sentence and identify sentences according to their type. I guess we already know that a sentence expresses a complete thought, but sentences can be made up of more than one sentence. Okay, when we say simple sentence, it is a sentence that is made up of just one sentence. It contains only one clause, that is one subject and one verb phrase. A clause is a freestanding sentence or a sentence within a sentence, and it contains at least a subject and a main verb. A clause must contain at least a noun phrase functioning as the subject and main verb. So, which of the following sentences do you think is a simple sentence? We have here the sentences. First, the little boy laughed. Second, the little boy laughed and the little girl cried. Third, the little boy laughed and the little girl cried and their dog ran around in circles. Okay? If your answer is number 1, you are correct. So what makes the first sentence the simple sentence? It is because our first sentence has only one clause. So obviously you can see in number 2 that there are two clauses. So our first clause here is the little boy laughed, and then the second clause is the little girl cried. So they are joined by the word and, or the conjunction and. So in the sentence tree, there are also three clauses. So we have the first clause, which is the little boy laughed. The second one is the little girl cried. And the third one is their dog ran around in circles. So let us have another more examples of simple sentences. So first we have, that book looks interesting. The second one, the teacher discussed the lesson. And lastly, I have never eaten olives. So as you can see there that each contains only one subject and one verb phrase. So am I right? So let us try to check. So in the first sentence, we have there, that book looks interesting. So our subject here is that book. And then we have our verb phrase, which is looks interesting. In the second one, we have our subject, the teacher, and then the verb phrase, discuss the lesson. Okay, and then the third one, we have the subject I, and then our verb phrase, which is have never eaten olives. So now let us proceed to the next slide. Okay, so what I have mentioned earlier, a sentence can contain more than one sentence within it. So let us try to look at these examples. So we have the first sentence, the boys sang and the girls danced. And the second one, I love to dance, but my sister loves painting. So do you think these sentences are simple sentences? Or is it compound sentences? Okay, if your answer is compound sentences, then you are right. So these are indeed examples of compound sentences. So now let's try to figure out what a compound sentence is. So when we say compound sentence, it has at least two independent clauses or more that have related ideas and can be joined by coordinating conjunctions like for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. So these are known also as fun boys. And a compound sentence also has no dependent clauses. So here are our examples. So my car is getting old and it's pretty banged up. So as what we can see there, we have two independent clauses. So we have the first clause, my car is getting old, and the second clause, it's pretty banged up, and it is joined by the coordinating conjunction, which is and. And the second sentence we have, it was a scene of joy, but one thing spoiled the moment. So we also have two clauses here. First, it was a scene of joy, and then our second clause, one thing spoiled the moment. So it is connected by a coordinating conjunction, which is but. So we have our last example. Nora was Zach's stepmother, but she treated him like her other children, and he trusted her completely. So as what I have mentioned earlier, that um, compound sentences or compound sentence can contain two independent clauses or more. So here we have three independent clauses. First, we have Nora was Zach's stepmother, and then the second clause, she treated him like her other children, and the third clause, he trusted her completely. So these sentences or the sentences are joined by the coordinating conjunctions, which are the but and and. So we have here the last sentence. So the professor graded the students' project and their exam. So I want you to guess this one. So do you think this is a simple sentence or is it a compound sentence? Okay, if your answer is not a compound sentence, then you are correct. But this sentence is a simple sentence. Okay, very interesting. So, what makes the sentence a simple sentence? So, now we are going to discover what makes that sentence a simple sentence. So, we also have to keep in mind that a compound phrase is not the same thing as a compound sentence. So in the sentence, we've certainly got a coordinating conjunction, which is and. But the question is, what is the and joining? So if we try to look at what's on each side of the and, we find the following. So the professor graded the student's project. Okay, that is absolutely a sentence. And their exam is not a sentence by itself. So that answers our question. So in this case, the conjunction and is joining two noun phrases. So we have the student's project and their exam. So it's not joining two complete sentences, and so the sentence is not a compound sentence, but is a simple sentence. Okay, that's all that I got for you. Thank you so much for listening, and God bless everyone.